All right, so guys, if you don't mind, if you have an opportunity to bring up your YouTube channel, if you could go in there, type in Founding Players, if you're not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Jiv, I'm not sure if you already subscribed. You subscribed to the YouTube channel already?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so hit the like button if you don't mind, guys, for those who's already here. Um, Owen, welcome. You mind letting us hear your voice to make sure your mic works?
Yeah, my mic work.
All right, no problem, man. All right, so I'm here with some of my former students, Owen. So we're live right now. So I'll be introducing myself and then we'll go down the line and just do a quick introduction and then we'll jump into some content. All right. All right, so I'm gonna start with myself. I'm Savon Smith, founder of Savon's Academy Stars, which is a basketball program with the city of Royal Palm Beach in West Palm Beach. I'm also president and founder of Founding Players, which came from, players that I started the Savon's Academy Stars basketball program with. It was 6 players, and the name Founding Players came from them because I wanted to stay in their lives beyond basketball. A lot of times, you have young men and women will play sports, and once they go off to college and go on with their lives, sometimes they don't remember, the road that they took to where they are, now. So I like to, keep it in their memory, never, burn the bridge behind you. And you just want to stay with them. So when they have their children, they're able to tell their kids and show their kids. As a matter of fact, we have so many phones now where we could videotape everything, so you could literally show your kids where you came from instead of talking. You could literally show them. We're on one of those platforms right now where you could actually go to a YouTube channel and, just keep in memory, some of the things that you would like to see back in the future. And I think that's a wonderful thing, and when it comes to investing, I mean, here's the opportunity we have right now with the change that's happening. Um, Technology, it's amazing. I remember when I didn't have cell phones, and now it's very popular. Now everybody have a cell phone, in different parts of the country. So it's a wonderful thing, to start and always try to look forward and never forget, the road that you pave, to get to where you're going. So again, Founding Players came to be because I wanted to remain in, the founding players' lives as well as the players that came after Founding Players, because Founding Players basically open up the door, for the young players that came afterwards. So I'm just proud to be here, even with Jiv. I have you introduce yourself. You're not one of our founding players, but the founding players open up doors for you. Just to mention, one of the founding players is on right now, which is my son, and that's Xavier Smith. That's how the program got started. It was I seen where I can use sports, to help my son, stay out of trouble and build that father and son bond. And I took that opportunity, being that I played sports, I took that opportunity to build that bond with my son. And it actually led to having guys like yourselves, you know, coming in my life, and you guys are like my sons as well, you know. So it started from just me and my son, so I'm very happy. And like I said, Jiv, you're not one of the founding players, but they opened the door for you, you know. But with that being said, every a foundation is always good to have, a solid foundation, and when you came into the program, I think you had a solid foundation, starting with myself and just seeing some of these young players that started from age 5, to play basketball and just to grow into, men using the game of basketball. I want to ask you, what are your thoughts on coming into Savon's Academy at your young age and seeing the foundation that was built? Introduce yourself and just answer that question for me.
Yeah, so my name is Jiv Falor. I'm currently attending the University of Florida, studying mechanical engineering. To piggyback off what Savon was saying, I mean, it was nice. I already had that like family feel. I first started coming, I believe, my sixth grade year. It's like sixth grade summer. I had just moved down to South Florida. Didn't really know anybody, so it was real nice to actually like see that kind of family bond that was going on at the camp, and it was also nice to get a lot of work in that summer. Um, but yeah, it was really beneficial, at least seeing that foundation that was already set beforehand.
Okay, great. What was your thoughts on some of the players that was ahead of you, the foundation players? You mentioned, family feel, you know, so you felt great coming into a program like that. What were some of your thoughts on some of those players that was, ahead of you?
I mean, it was clear that like they all knew each other very well. Um, like I said, it was a family feel, so it was like you kind of wanted to, I don't know, at least experience what they experienced. Um, it's real nice being able to just, I don't know, having that group of guys that you can just bond with and talk with as if it's like, you know, as if nothing's off beat.
Got you. All right. Definitely, man. And that's the foundation I wanted to set. Because as I said, when I started before I started the program, it was just me and my son. I used to work nights, and I would be home with him throughout the daytime, because I remember growing up and wanting to play sports. And, when it comes to like that family bond, it's important and it's needed in order to have confidence, with the goal that you have for yourself. Your confidence goes a long way when you have a plan, or a goal, to get to where you want to go. And I wanted to set that tone, for my son, by using the game of basketball and the game of baseball, and a little bit of football. I use to those three sports, to build a bond with him. And in addition to the bond that I built on in sports with him, I used to also take him to auditions, for movies. I used to take a lot of pictures with him. I used to go on the beach with him. When I used to walk to the stores, even if I was going 2 seconds away, he used to jump on my back, and I will never ever forget those days, so that was very, very important to me. He wouldn't walk anywhere. He didn't want to walk anywhere. He always wanted to jump on my back, so always remember those days, and to this day, me and my son, we have that bond still. I know for sure that he can trust his father, that's for sure. And it's a good feeling, and it builds your confidence when you know you can actually count on someone. And I think he knows that. So I wanted you guys to have that feel, that you can always count on me even to this day. Even though we don't speak every day, you know, you guys can still count on Coach Savon, our Savon's Academy, our founding. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna come back as a matter of fact, before I move on from you a little bit, Jeff, can you tell us a little bit about mechanical engineer and how that's going for you? And how did you get into that?
Yeah, so I'm in my final semester, so I'll be graduating in December. Um, it's been a ride, I'll say. I got my first internship with General Electric Healthcare, and it was mainly like trying to improve the production of ventilators because of COVID. because of COVID and what those complications do to the person's lungs, there's a high demand for ventilators. So that was like my big thing that summer. This past summer, I was doing research with University of Washington on hearing aid devices. So that was fun. But I guess how I chose to become a mechanical engineer, I kind of already knew what I wanted to do when I came into college. I was always interested in cars and just the idea of being able to design different things. And I mean, at least from my experience, it's been more so in healthcare, um, which is also another thing that I like about mechanical engineering because it's pretty broad, so you can go whichever way. Um, but it's been fun. It's I can't lie though, it's been pretty difficult, but I'm kind of near the end of the road, so that's the bright side.
Okay. Oh, awesome, man. I mean, the time that you put in and you never stopped, and you're almost at the end of the road to accomplish that goal, that goes to show you that you have a drive, and no matter how difficult, you stayed the course. And that's what it takes to have success. All right. So in addition to that, um, what have you been doing when it comes to investing, especially based off of what's been happening with cryptocurrency and the stock market since COVID hit us?
So at least in this last year, I started to, I guess, dip my toes within investing. I invested in a couple like electric car companies like Li Auto, Neo, and it was more so just because I didn't have much experience on investing, so I was just going with investing in companies that I guess were competing with bigger companies and that weren't too popular. As far as cryptocurrency, I did have like a few stocks in with Bitcoin and Dogecoin. At the time that I bought it, I wasn't too sure on like where it would be going. I just heard that it was going up, so that was a big reason uh, why I ended up buying those stocks. But yeah, it investing kind of more so came into the light when I like started making money somewhat. So I actually had something to invest.
Okay. All right. So what I'm gonna touch on based off of what you just said about investing and not knowing much. Now is the time to actually try to do as much research as possible. Try and keep in touch, with Founding Players YouTube channel. That way you know what's going on for every time we come on and we put information out there. You don't want to miss any opportunity, especially when, Google is your friend and you can get on there and ask it questions about what's happening today, even what was happening yesterday and where things are today that came about yesterday. And when I say yesterday, I mean years ago. So you have this opportunity all over again. You mentioned getting into things because you heard of it. Try to get into things because you know of it. And what I mean by that is you want to buy stocks or you want to buy cryptocurrency, the ones that nobody know about. Because once everybody starts hearing about it, it's not too late, but you're missing out on a lot of money that you can make before everybody starts hearing about it. So we talked about, FOMO, fear of missing out. Remember, a lot of people is gonna jump in. So that's basically what you did. You jumped in because you heard about it. So you don't want to miss out. So in actuality, you did a little missing out when it comes to Bitcoin, didn't you?
Hmm.
Okay. So basically, it goes back to, just taking a chance, taking a chance at, new things that's happening. One thing we should do as human beings is pay full attention to the facts. And what I mean by that is the fact is cash has been around for a long time. And if we were paying attention fully, we would know and understand that at some point this must change. You know, I remember going to fundraisers, and I remember customers, you know, saying to us, we don't have cash. So credit cards were a big thing. You know, you have Cash App, you have Zelle, you know, you have quite a few that, you know, help that people could donate through without cash. You know, so now I'm looking back and I'm saying to myself, man, if I was actually paying attention more when people were saying, I don't carry cash anymore, you know, and Bitcoin was out, I could have been in Bitcoin from then, and and we wouldn't have to be FOMOing in right now, you know. And again, it's fear of missing out, because who wants to miss out on an opportunity that's making us money? That's the goal. It's like, that's why you took up electrical, I mean, was it engineering? That's why you took it up. Mechanical engineering, you took it up. Why? Because it's an opportunity. We all do a job because it's an opportunity to, you know, make money for our family, for ourselves and our family. You know, so could have been in Bitcoin from day one. So imagine if you were, you'd be sitting pretty right now. Okay, but I'm saying it like that because what about XRP? Do you know much about XRP?
No.
Okay. Do you know much about Ethereum?
Yes.
Okay. So that's an opportunity all over again. Remember when Bitcoin was 4,000?
No, I do not remember that.
Well, I want to be the one to break it to you that Bitcoin was 4,000 early last year, 2020, during COVID. I want to also tell you it was 10,000, it dropped down to 4,000 and under 4,000, which is a significant buying opportunity right there. And here's where a lot of people go wrong. You see Bitcoin at 10,000 and then it drops down to 3,000 and under, 4,000 and under 4,000. And you get scared. A lot of people get scared. I'm not buying that. But guess what? Life is a risk. So now when you miss out and you see opportunities like that again in Ethereum, you take advantage. What do you really have to lose? You know, don't question it. Just take advantage of it. So if Bitcoin was $4,000 and look where it's at now, and you were putting $10 a day, $10 a week, even if you were doing that and you saved up $2,000 before it started moving, you would have been halfway. So if Bitcoin is $50,000 right now, you would have $25,000 from putting in chump change. And I'm giving that example because I do that now in the coins. I did that with Ethereum. I started buying Ethereum when Ethereum was 200 and something dollars. By the time I finished, not finish, I kind of slowed down putting in more money, because once I reached where it was and when I started doubling and tripling, I was like, okay, I'm good. Now I don't have to feel like I'm missing anything. But I did it slow. I could have easily bought it for 200 and something dollars and bought one coin, but I just put $20, $10, $15 until it added up to one Ethereum. Then I went for two. By the time I got to two, it was almost 1,000. But that's because there's so many other coins to invest in. XRP is one of my biggest investing companies or coins. And I have to diverse is where I'm going at. So I'm diverse all over instead of just focusing on Ethereum. So basically all of the coins that's popular or that wasn't popular, I kind of been in them, you know, and I'm holding them for the long haul. You know, so this YouTube tonight is about, you know, financial freedom, you know, and it's a journey, the journey to financial freedom. The reason I'm speaking like I'm speaking because this opportunity is going to be here, especially for you young people. You know, it's there, and all you have to do is put in little by little. Don't worry about if you have all of it. You can buy fraction. That's basically what I was doing when I was buying Ethereum. I was buying a fraction of it. Even Dogecoin, it wasn't even at a penny yet. So imagine if someone would have, if all of us would have been investing in Dogecoin, even though it's not popular, just put in something in it, $10, $20, $50, and just let it pile up. Imagine how much money you would have today. And I'm saying it like that to say this. Forget about what's popular and feeling like you miss out. Get into something else because this is nowhere here yet. There's still opportunities out there. Even though we feel like we missed Bitcoin, we ain't missed anything yet. Use it as example and get into the things that's there now, like the Ethereum, the XRP, before it's too late. Because believe me, there's a lot of people that's going, what's that word? A lot of people that's going what? FOMO in. From fear of missing out. And they're going to do it. And all it's going to do is drive the price up. And if you're in early, you're going to be the beneficiary of that. All right. Let me just jump to Rahul, you here?
Yeah, I'm here, Coach.
Okay. Rahul, do me a favor, introduce yourself and, tell us what you do, what you've been doing.
My name is Raul Bretas. I work for IT medical company currently. I have not graduated anything. I've gotten my AA degree. That's it. I wanted to study for engineering actually as well, except aerospace engineering. Very difficult. So props to Nicholas for sure for about to complete his. And basically, I just been trying to find out how I can socially network in person to increase my finances. Like I wanted to do things like I want to have a lot of licenses, like real estate. I already have my IT license, insurance license, and I can also do social networking and combine all three, and that's what I'm trying to accomplish right now. You guys were talking a lot about drive earlier. It took Nicholas a lot of drive to actually, sit down and study, and a lot of drive for what he likes to do. When I think back on that drive personally, at least, I feel like a little bit lost because I can't match that same drive with the drive that I used to have for basketball, for example. I used to have a crazy passion for that. And basically what I'm saying is right now, I don't have all my licenses, but I am working on everything and all my financial sides. Actually, this this group meeting right now that we're having is going to be very beneficial to me because stocks is something I always wanted to get to and understanding better. Trading and the market like that's something I kind of always wanted to learn how to do efficiently at a young age. And that's it, guys. Like, yeah.
All right. Well, wrote down a little bit of, the points that you make. That way I can touch on them a little bit, because as I said in the beginning, and as I always say to you guys, the reason why I created Savant's Academy, was for sports, but also to remain in you guys' lives so we can always come together, reach out to each other and, just know that we have that solid foundation that we can count on. We don't have to feel like we're falling through the ground because that ground is strong. You know, we actually build a house on a solid foundation that you can always stomp your feet and know you ain't gonna fall through. You know, so when you mention, you know, that group meetings are beneficial, I'm here every Sunday. You know, I have a group of older people who understand the stock market and understands cryptocurrency. You know, we have one guy on who's not saying anything right now who understands cryptocurrency and he can actually give out a lot of knowledge. You know, he's not really saying anything right now. At some point, you'll probably say something, you know, when I'm finished just making my rounds with you guys.
I'm on, coach. I'm listening.
Yeah, I know you are. That's why I'm saying it.
Sorry,
But
so I'm
thank
just
you.
multitasking. I didn't want you guys to see me running around, and but I'm definitely soaking it all in, and I'll have some comments shortly.
All right, no problem. So yeah, Rahul, if you need information, we're here every Sunday. You know, some Sundays is just, you know, some Sundays is different faces that you'll see, you know, because everyone, you know, have their job they're doing, but, you know, we want to definitely show the consistency of being that foundation for you guys to always come, you know, stomp your feet and know that, you know, you can always count on us and we're not going to fail you. You know, we're not financial advisors, you know, but we're definitely sharing information, you know, because we care and we do research on what's happening, and we're not telling anyone or telling any one of you that you must do anything that we suggest. You know, we're just sharing it. And basically you can go and you can research and you can decide what you want to invest in, but you don't reinvent the wheel. You know, things change, and we know for sure that when we're paying attention to what's happening in the world today, we can understand that change is coming. It's always coming, you know, and that's a given. You look at the world how it is today, it's not going to remain that way. It's not. It's always gonna change. So, you know, we don't stay one, we don't stay two. And our kids don't come and do the same thing that we used to do. So the world changes. If my son was doing the same thing that I do, he would be me, but he's not me. You know, when I had my son and I used sports to, you know, teach him about life, you know, he has a different perspective on life than I do. He doesn't look at it the same way that I look at it. And we all understand that, but we're all here for each other. I'm still here as a guide, you know, for my son and for all of you guys, you know, and I put a group of people together that you guys can count on. And we're always looking for people to join our group, you know, that you guys can count on. We're always learning. So we got to use Google for what it is, research and get involved, and don't wait to hear something from someone. Be the one giving out the information, be the one seeking that information and telling it to someone else. You know, let's help each other. You know, that's why we're here. So Rahul, you mentioned, you know, it's a little tough just getting back that drive that you had, because when real life hits, it gets that way sometimes. You know, you're not a kid anymore. You're not just going to run around and have all this energy to play around and go home, drink some water and eat some food and, you know, go do it again tomorrow. You know, it's not the way it is now. You know, reality hits and you got to get up and you got to go to work or you got to go to school. You got to do what Jiva's done and you got to buckle down and you got to study. It's a different world, you know? So you got to tap into that now, which I think you got to give yourself a lot more credit. You know, I had you on before, and personally, you got to get off yourself a little bit. And what I mean by that is give yourself a lot of credit for what you're doing. You know, being in IT and, you know, all the careers that you have under your belt. Give yourself a lot of credit and get off yourself. You know, that's my observation. You know, you're a great young man. You know, get off yourself a little bit. Clap your hand for yourself, man. You know, the past is the past. You still have the drive. You just keep on wanting to have that same drive. No, you are an adult now. You have done a lot of great things, and build on that. Give yourself a hand every day. All right? Your mic's muted. Rahul, your mic's muted. Okay, I don't know what's happening. Oh, I think he got kicked out for a minute. Yeah, unmute your mic, Rahul.
Yeah, like sorry, I broke off right there at the end, but I heard you, coach. Yeah.
Yeah, give
Uh,
yourself a hand, man. All right, don't forget that, man. What's done is done, man. That drive that you had when you were young, that's not the Rahul that's here right now. That new drive is to give yourself a hand for all the things that you've accomplished up until this moment, and you're saying what you need. You need a group of people who can continue to motivate you, which you have motivated yourself so far. Now you may need a little bit more drive, and you can get that little bit more drive by giving yourself a hand. Get off yourself. Okay, get up every day with a newfound myself a hand. Put that put that to rest. Put that to rest. What, all that big old expectation that you had when you were younger. Put that to rest and go forward. All right.
I got you,
And how,
coach, for sure.
yes, and how do you do that? Come join us as much as you can. If you can't join us, put us on your radio, put us on your TV. I don't know, listen. All right.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah. All right. So let me see who else is here. I need to Xavier, unmute for a second, please.
I'm unmuted.
All right. Introduce yourself for a second, Xavier, and I have a few questions for you.
All right, right now, at Royal Palm Beach High School and doing some Laws Academy for my dad because he kind of stepped off, or not stepped off, but yeah, stepped off the board, but not really off the board. He's just not coaching. So I took up that role. And now I'm at Royal Palm coaching also. That's pretty much it. I'm just really into coaching right now and training. Kind of took a break from school for like 2 years. So I'm still on my AA. And that's it.
Okay, man, a few words. Man, a few words. Well, that's Xavier Smith, and that's my son. All right. So one thing for sure is my son's got a lot of support. Between myself and his mom, I'm pretty sure he knows that he definitely got full support. I'm gonna say he's a very humble person. He got both of our personalities for sure. Sometimes he's me, sometimes he's her, and sometimes he's him. So, that's Xavier right there. That's how much I know him. But I know for sure that, he's well supported. And I know from his mom's side as well as from my side. As for me, when it comes to what I'm doing, every single one of you young men should actually, be, very thankful, to my son, because I think it takes a very, big heart, to open up, and have his father be fathers to, many different, kids. And, he's watched that for years happen, and for him to come back and now be coaching. And as he said, I stepped away for a bit when COVID happened. The program, the program we weren't doing anything at that time because COVID hit, so we had to take that break, because kids weren't going anywhere. Country was on lockdown for a little bit, so we took a year off, during COVID. We were given the opportunity to start the program back up, but I've gotten so deep into investing and managing or running founding players, and I said, wow, what a perfect opportunity to have my son learn how to run a business by letting him learn on the job. A lot of times you become a better business person by learning on the job, and I think I know that's what my son's going through right now. He's going to make mistakes while on the job, but at the same time, while he's making mistakes, he can always call on me and ask me questions, and one thing that I'm good at, I don't micromanage. I don't bother him. I let him make his mistakes, and the good thing that he has for him is he has people around him that will tell him, if he's doing a great job, and tell him when, he should accept some ideas. Our president of Savon's Academy Stars, which is Claudine Gooden, she's there for him as well. And I'm there for him, but I'm not micromanaging because I want him to definitely learn, how to run a program, and the confidence that I have in my son, to, change a lot of things in the program and to implement his ideas. It goes a long way, the confidence that I have in him, because just imagine, you're part of a city, Jiv, as you know, we've been part of the city for a while. I mean, the city gave a great opportunity to Savon's Academy, to run, travel basketball. I mean, that's saying a lot. And for them to embrace the fact that, my son is around and continuing to run the program as a young man, that says a lot about a city, getting behind a father and a young son, so it goes back to foundation again. Just think about that, for a city to back you, with father and son, it goes a long way to show you how strong this foundation is, and it's not where you start, it's where you finish. And one of the reasons why I'm locked in and letting my son run the program is because I got a huge vision. I had a vision to build Savon's Academy, and I built it to where I think, there was a lot of struggle along the way, but I built it, but the founding players, they stayed strong and helped me create that solid foundation with a lot of ups and downs and some holes that people try to poke through. It didn't penetrate, and he's able to come and try to even make that foundation stronger. And I mean, a lot of people try to penetrate, drill holes through that foundation, and it just wasn't happening. You can't drill holes through something that's extremely strong, and our foundation is extremely strong, for my son to come and for me to step away and trust that he won't let nobody drill through that foundation as well. So I'm proud of that for sure. So you guys are sitting on something great. So now we're here capitalizing on founding players. This opportunity is here for you guys, to come together and get to our financial freedom and look back and use Savon's Academy and founding players to help, the generation behind us. Children are the future. You guys are now in your future, and you got a heck of a lot more to do, in your lifetime. But at the same time, take advantage of the opportunities that we're getting right now. We're in a time where there's a massive change happening, and we have great opportunity to build wealth and we can give back to the generation behind us. So I'm definitely motivated. I'm sitting back and thinking about people FOMOing, as we said, fear of missing out. That's what FOMO means, fear of missing out. I don't have to worry about that. And that's what I want to show you guys too. Get in now. There's a lot of things happening. Get in now. I've been invested in Moderna when Moderna wasn't doing nothing, guys. And there's many more stocks out there. To jump back to you, Jeff.
Yep.
Yes, so to jump back to you, you have any questions, about cryptocurrency? Hector Hernandez, who's on, you can ask him. You have any questions about stocks, you can ask me. But he's the expert when it comes to crypto. So you have any
Gotcha.
questions?
I mean, I
The
guess
coach is putting me on the spot right now.
Hey, I had the confidence in you, man. You
I
know some
appreciate it.
stuff.
I
We
guess
don't know
more
we
so.
don't know everything, but we know some stuff.
Gotcha. I guess more so with crypto. I mean, what signs do you really look for, I guess, stocks or crypto that you like? I guess what characteristics do you see in companies or cryptos that you make you believe that they'll boom or they're good investments?
Okay, that's a great question. And I'll give you a quick example. We do have Raul back. I'll give a quick intro of myself. Raul and I have a lot in common. I'm also a tech guy. I've been in tech since 1999. I've had multiple startups. I have a lot in common with Coach. Coach is he's in the basketball and mentoring. I've done some coaching in judo and various forms of martial arts. I've started my own school. Had it for 6 years. Prior to that, I was teaching at another school, my school. And so I've been around the youth, and I believe in them, and I believe in you guys. And what Coach is doing is it's nothing short to extraordinary. So I wanted to make sure I underline that real quick. I'm looking now. I've been investing. Let me back up. I've been investing since probably March. I was looking in January, and I started putting some money down in probably March. And as Coach mentioned earlier, if you don't have the funds, you put a little here, a little there, whatever you can, as long as you're putting money away. And that's what I did with various currencies. I don't have a stock portfolio. I actually did stocks early in, and then I stopped. And I mean early in, as in like I was in my early 20s, and I stopped. I should have kept going, and I missed the Bitcoin boat the first time around, and the second time around, the third time around. But there are a lot of other coins. So fast forward until today. Actually, the question that you asked, I just pulled up. There's a lot of talk right now of Solana, and that is one of the kind of Ethereum family coins, SOL. And the things that I look for, definitely, I don't want to be part of the FOMO, because usually you might be too late. You may not know when to get in. You may not know when to get out. And I'm not a day trader. I'm not a swing trader when it comes to crypto. I want to be in it and hopefully hand it off to my children and reap some benefits of it, of course. But I want to be in it for the long haul. I'll mention, Coach mentioned XRP, and I think that's when Coach and I kind of clicked, and we kind of gave each other the nod, like, that's our baby. They're going through a ridiculous amount of litigation right now, and right now it looks like they may win officially. So XRP, before I go back into Solana, XRP to me, or to any coin, has to have some sort of function. So let's say Dogecoin doesn't really have a function other than currency, and it has a lot of competition in its as far as like what the coin is like. It has a lot of competition. Bitcoin is obviously more notable. People are going to use Doge to get in and get out, which is cool. You should have a little bit of it. I think you should in your portfolio. But I look for certain things that are going to be coins like an XRP that actually you can build off of it and move money or currency or objects. Ethereum is one of the ones you move objects, or smart contracts as they call them. Right now it's being more notarized now for NFTs, and that's where Solana is going to go. So one of the characteristics I look for is, what the hell is it for? Do I believe in the cause? The market caps, you're going to see a lot, and the movement, the currency and the movement. Market caps just means the amount of money that's backing it, whether they're staking it or people are holding it. You're going to see numbers that are going to start increasing and increasing and increasing. And if you look at your 6-month mark, 1-year mark, that's when you start kind of going, okay, this is for real. It's not just a FOMO. So just speaking on Solana for a bit, my attraction is Africa's interested. Africa's interested, and Africa's not in the game yet. So there's a lot of talk of NFTs. There's a lot of talk of what are they calling it? Afro pop and Afro punk, of it being, kind of like Korea did their hip hop, or K-pop. These are communities. So once you start pushing into a community, now there's a lot more interest. It becomes almost tribal, and it's just it's a FOMO times 10, like real FOMO, not just emotion, but there's a reason, not just emotion, right? Not just the fear of missing out, but it's also like the fear of, I better get on this because it's kind of important, versus just an emotion, right? So I look at market cap, I look at the need, I look, is it solving something? Is it literally solving something? So right now, Solana is in competition with Ethereum, and it seems to be picking up in smart contracts faster than Cardano, in a way. By the way, Coach, it's also we talked about those gas fees before for Ethereum. So it's solving the gas fee issue, and that's why I think Africa is going to jump on it, because a lot of places in Africa just don't have the money for the gas fees of Ethereum in order to move on a day-to-day, kind of like what XRP is supposed to do. So those things are very attractive. Obviously, price. Coach mentioned Ethereum, that he was kind of, he started getting involved when it was $200. Well, Solana's under $200 right now. And because it's $200, it's actually a really good indication that it's a serious coin, because there's 42 billion, I think, right now. The last I checked, I had some notes on it, some old notes. I haven't checked recently. And there's also, let me see now real quick. And then we're looking at volume wise, we're almost looking at 1 billion. We're at 750 million, 700, as far as the 24-hour volume. So that means is we're exchanging, it's moving. It's not 50 million. No, it's 730 million, which is almost 1 billion. It's a huge number. So that's the attraction to me. Market cap, 24-hour volume. What is it like? What does it do? And this is all Googleable. Like Coach was saying earlier, and I was listening. This is all Googleable. We're not, financial experts, or we're not telling you what to do. We're telling you what we do. This is what I'm doing. I had my I was at, and I'm very transparent in how much money I have invested. My portfolio was almost at, before China, all the laws in China changed, I was breaking that 15K mark, which felt really good, because I don't have $15,000 in my bank account as far as like savings, but I do have it in coin. It's dipped a lot. I'm at probably like 9 right now, if I add it all up, because I have multiple wallets. And I'm okay with that. You know, I'm okay with that because this is not for now. This is not now money. This is much later money. You know, there's a lot of coins. Coach likes to use the top 25 analogy, you know, which is dead on. You got to look at the big players. You know, if you're looking at a basketball team, what do they do? How strong are they? You know, some sports analogies are awesome analogies for just straight life. And it's very comparable to what's happening now in markets. You know, sometimes you just have to weather the storm. You know, sometimes you may not make it to the final four. That's all right, but you made it to the top 10. Let's see what happens next year. So I've been on this going on 3 years now. So March would be, 2 years. So March would be 2 years. And I've been pretty idle for this year. I've just been watching. I should have been buying a little more. You know, coach talks about the $20 here, the $30 there, the $40 there. I have a photo studio. I'm also a photographer. So I've been putting more money into my photo studio. But once that starts to kick back more money, goes back to investments. Like I don't do anything else with my money. Buy photo gear. My kids are taken care of. Like my wife and I are okay. So the rest of my money goes to investments in my photo studio. So I'll shoot off the hip. And I don't know if a coach wants to add anything, but if you have a particular coin, I will give you my, 2-sentence assessment on yay or nay. And I just have a quick word for Raul. I don't know if he's still on right now. I know he's been like in and out. I definitely hear the jack of all trades scenario. And it's not a bad thing. A lot of people don't understand. They don't listen to the full quote. It's a 2-piece quote. Most people just say jack of all trades, master of none, but there's more to the quote. I think 99% of people don't know it. And it's better to be, I may have to look it up.
It's better than being a master of none.
I think your mic is off.
It's better to be a master of none.
I hear it, and I can read lips a little bit. You're saying it, but I don't hear you.
Oh boy.
Or maybe my mic is off.
Or can you hear me now?
Is my mic off? No, I can't hear you.
Hector, you hearing me?
Oh shit, I can't hear anything.
Oh yeah.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, because I'm hearing him.
Is it me?
Probably because I'm hearing him.
Hello?
Yeah, we hearing you.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure. Like, is it me or is it Raul?
Yeah.
No, we're hearing him. Are you hearing him now?
We're here. Can you hear me?
Gotcha. Yeah, I hear you now.
Yeah.
So do you know the whole quote?
Yeah, I know the whole quote. It's jack of all trade is the master of none, but a master of none is better than a master of none.
Of none.
Like
none. Yeah.
Of nothing
For
at
sure.
all. Like period.
For sure.
Right.
So when and I'll use training and I love sports analogies. If you decide to play every position on a basketball team, you're going to kill yourself. Number one, you're going to be tired all the time. There's no way you can chase that ball around. There's no way you can play as aggressive on defense and offense at the same time every single game. You can't drive the ball in. You can't shoot the ball. You can't do it all. It's impossible. If you dedicate to one position, you're going to be phenomenal. And, in martial arts, it's always like, don't fear the man that knows 1,000 techniques. Fear the man that's trained one technique 1,000 times or 10,000 times, right? So if you know the guy can shoot a free throw, you don't want to foul a guy ever. Because he's going to score. He's going to get the conversion on it or whatever it is, right? So if you push so hard on 5 different things, Raul, you have to set your expectations at 20%. 100 divided by 5 is 20. So if you're saying, hey, I want to be a baker, I want to be a photographer, I want to be a football player, I want to be a model, I want to be an actor, there's 5 different things. You need to set your expectation at 20%. If you don't, you're going to not only burn out, but mentally, mindset is off. It's completely off. You're dividing your time over and over and over and over again. So coach is dividing his time, you know, as a coach for many, as a father, as a husband, and even that, just a husband, you know, she's on right now, so I got to give her props. You have to give, right? Coach wasn't put on this earth to be a father. You know, he needs companionship. He needs to refill his cup. And that's what your companion does for you. So if you push so hard, I used to tell my kids this all the time, you can't know every technique. You can't. It's impossible. Learn one and you know you can learn a counter or learn whatever. You know, Mike Tyson used to have a saying, everybody has a plan till you get punched in the face, right? But when you get punched in the face, two things happen. Fight or flight kicks in. Either you react with a combination, right? That's the rebuttal to it. Either you react to a combination. A lot of Mexican fighters, when you hit them one way, they're coming with the other way. They're great counterpunchers, right? So the idea is that you have 2 or 3 skills that you fall back on, but you really want 1 or 2 skills. So those are all great pivoting things. We're in a world right now, as you saw with the economy, that we have to pivot. Coach has become a better investor because of the pandemic. You know, he's probably become a better, his mindset has changed in certain things. His relationships probably changed. That's why he scooped up, you know, this lady right here, because he's thinking about himself and his needs, like real shit, like real talk, right? He's thinking about what will complete him, and it's a selfish idea. And then he goes, this woman can help me, right? And then you refill your cup. So I always think about that when I hear people wanting to do so much. It's cool, but gauge your expectations. Happens to me too. I've been a pioneer in every single thing that I've ever done. My friends, I'm like, yo, y'all want to do this? And they're like, nah. Like, I've played every sport except for golf and tennis. And I'm probably going to play tennis in my older age. I'm 44 now, and I know it's a sport that you can play for a very long time. I don't want to play golf at all. I feel like it's totally not for me. But tennis, I dig it. I like it. It looks kind of cool. But my point is, I've tried so many other things: snowboarding, skateboarding, rollerblading, hockey, martial arts, non-photography. Like, but what I do is I give everything to that one thing for a little bit of time. I try not to dabble because I know my resources are limited. And that's something that every person has to know. Case in point, real quick, not to spill too far into this. In July, I had I'm done. It wasn't anxiety or anything, but I knew that I gave too much to social media. Too much. I felt like I was giving for free and I wasn't refilling. Like, this is refilling my cup. Why? Because talking to you guys, this is extremely important for the young to do this. My son is doing it. He's 15. You know, he's almost at $1,700, $1,800 invested. And that's like $50 here, to $1, whatever. He has an allowance. He doesn't have a job. And he's almost at $2,000 invested, right? My point is, I was like, I'm done with social media. I was giving so much, trying to build, and I wasn't getting anything in return. So anyway, with that, just wanted to make sure I touched on that and didn't forget. And Raul, I'm in tech. I've been in tech since '99. You got any questions? You know, you could definitely raise them up here. You know, we have a crypto chat that we exchange information here and there. I don't know if that's available to everybody. Reach out. I love the tech field. It's treated me very well. I had one more note. Oh no, that was on Solano, and Nicholas was asking me, how do I I forgot how you phrase it. How do I think of the next boom or what's happening, right? I forgot verbatim how you asked. Questions? I know I sound caffeinated. I'm always like this.
I can jump in right there, kind of like
Yeah.
add to what you spoke on, Hector, because I took some notes. To answer Nick's question first, something got in my eye. To answer Nick's question first, that he asked you, and you somewhat answer it, but I'll add to it. You just spoke about Solana, SOL. And now more people are speaking on it, and you spoke about the market cap and what it's doing now. It's doing numbers. Basically, Jiv, take a good look at Polkadot, which is DOT. Take a good look at stuff that's not doing anything right now. There's quite a few coins that you can pay attention to. That research is so important. Don't get on the stuff that you see is moving. I give an example. I did get into Ethereum when Ethereum was $100 and something or $200 and something. Sorry. Okay. What if I would have got in there when Ethereum was $1 and change? So what I'm saying is find the coins that nobody's talking about. Google, ask Google about the use case. You can learn a lot about those coins on YouTube. So one of the key things that you should write down is the use case of the coin. What is it doing? Ask Google that. Once it tells you and it makes sense of what it's doing, it's a good time to invest when nobody's talking about it. And so it can't get no better than that. A lot of people want that overnight success. It's all about buying at the lowest that you can buy when nobody's talking about it. I have crypto and stocks that nobody gives two crap about, but one day they will. I'm a firm believer in that. It's no different than when I take a jump shot and I know it's going in. Don't give me 10 shots. I'm looking to make all 10. If I'm Jiv laughing because he knows this. You know that, Jiv. You know that's how I roll. Remember all that shooting I used to do back in the days to show you guys? Yeah, look at Rahul. Rahul is like, yep. So you guys, I'm speaking facts, right? It's like you seen me shoot in the gym. I'm not trying to miss no shots. So that's the same way I'm taking a look at these coins and these stocks. Jiv, you mentioned electric cars. I'm a firm believer in that. Things change, man.
And then the second one, just real quick on electric cars, pay attention to the batteries on those electric cars. That's been their Achilles heel for a long time, and they're solving it, and then they have to solve it again, and then they're going to have to solve it again, because the battery is not only as a power, its range, and then they're going to start talking about, which is the newer talk right now. I don't know if I haven't been listening for a bit, but I know it's the newer talk. What are we going to do with those batteries? They're not biodegradable, so they have to find ways to reinvent the wheel.
Actually, Elon is actually like on top of that, and
yeah,
I've been like really paying attention. The last time Tesla went up, I remember Elon thought they figured it out, but it ended up like not working out because of exactly what you just said. Like it wasn't actually reusable as he thought it was.
You said up in price?
Yeah, like I remember it was like, I kid you not, it was $200 a year ago, and it skyrocketed to like 2,000.
Well, careful with Tesla's stock, because remember that Elon holds Bitcoin. That's on his balance sheet. It's not that they're selling more cars, it's that he's holding more coin. So I used to have this conversation with my car buddies, and I'm like, Toyota still sells a lot of cars. It's not that Tesla's selling more cars, it's that Elon has a lot of Bitcoin. Lots of Bitcoin. Remember, Elon was in tech for a long time. Before eBay, was even a word, PayPal was pushing, right? That's how far Elon goes. He's been broke many, many times. He's put everything in his businesses. But what he did right was, he's a whale. He holds a lot of Bitcoin, and it's on the balance sheet of Tesla. That's where he hides it. So, you know, if you're taking coin, if Tesla's taking coin, he's holding Bitcoin. You know, Harley Davidson was doing it at one point. I don't know if they stopped. I know he stopped because he wanted to push Doge. So just watch that balance sheet. You know, it's his little, you know, his ace in the hole. Yeah, they're not selling as many cars as we think, but they're good cars. But they're not, you know, they're not selling cars to make everybody think like, oh man, Tesla's, they're killing it. No, it's just he's got a lot of Bitcoin. I think it might be. I don't think it's public, but you may have an estimate somewhere. I think it's Googleable on how much Bitcoin he has. You know, a range of not just him, but the company. Tesla has a hell of a lot of Bitcoin, more than I think they didn't want to admit. But I'm curious now. I want to try to see if I can find some numbers. Yeah, they're holding some serious change.
All right. So to get back to you, Jeff, with you know, because you seem very interested in getting into these coins. You know, you're more interested in crypto than stocks, from what I can tell. So I would, if I were you, I would really check out you know, Polkadot, you know, which is DOT. So I mean, I would be writing down now, if you have a pen near you, you know, research dot DOT, and research DGB, which is Digibyte, and research Contentos. You know, I don't
Could you say
think
that last-
anyone
could you
is,
say that last one again?
huh?
Could you say that last one again?
Contentos, CONTENTOS. Yeah, Alan, who's usually on with us, made me aware of that one. So I've been paying a lot of attention to that, you know, so that's what you want to get. That's why I said we have a group of people here who we're all doing research, and we're all going to share, you know, the things that we come across. And we're no financial advisor, but, you know, we're just sharing the information, because I'm doing it for myself. All of us is doing it for ourselves, but we're just sharing the information, you know, because we all got to come together and help each other. And you invest at your own risk based off of your research that you do. But again, those 3 coins is just an example of coins that I'm involved in, and they're low cost. So I want to get in before it takes off. And I have the patience to hold on to them, you know, and not jump into like a Solana who is already moving. So where I'm getting at is, imagine if you had 40,000 Solana, where would you be right now? You wouldn't have to be FOMOing in or waiting for it to go back to 200. You wouldn't have to do that. You would already been taken off with it. So what I'm saying is the opportunity is there right now. Take chances, take risk on coins that's very low, and hold it, because you never know.
Gotcha.
And Hector knows that I like to mention the top 25. He always says this, but also I pay attention to the underdog. I'm always going to look at the top 25, but the important thing is the top 25 is for a reason. It's to gun for that. The teams below is gunning for the top 25. Who is gunning for Ethereum? Cardano and Solana. Gunning for Ethereum. Most of them is gunning for Bitcoin. So who's going to be number one? Who's number one now may not always be number one. We see it in boxing. We see it in sports in general, where number one don't always win. So the top 25 is very, very important. But before it became top 25, it was at the bottom. I remember Dogecoin was nowhere near the top. Now it's in top 10. It was near the bottom, under a penny. So the opportunities out there are amazing. You just have to take the chance. That's why diversification is important. That's why the most important thing is use case. What is this coin doing? When it comes to Contentos, it's for content creators. The internet is a driving force for almost everyone. So Contentos, Google it. And as I said, I'm in it because of my research that I've done, because Alan opened up. Alan told me about it to check it out. And again, we're all here just to help each other. So hopefully I answered your question when it comes to finding cryptocurrency. Find the ones that no one's talking about. Take the risk. But again, I'm no financial advisor. You just figure out the use case, do your own due diligence, and invest in what you feel is going to give you the best opportunity for financial freedom. Any other questions? Any other questions, Jeff?
No, not right now. No. That
Okay.
was my big one.
All right. Anyone else? Okay. No one else have any questions for right now? All right. So you're not really feeling stocks, Jeff?
I mean, I know again with FOMO, I guess crypto is what like I've been wanting to learn more about. I guess I am interested in stocks also, but I feel like there's a lot. Same thing with crypto though.
All right.
I am interested though.
I'll
Whenever there's
tell
an
you.
opportunity.
Okay. Well, I'm going to share something with you. I remember when I just got into the stock market when the pandemic hit. I've been into crypto, but then I stopped paying attention to it. I've always had XRP. So I want to say this. The way people feel like they've missed out on Bitcoin, again, probably be a millionaire easy if it would have got into Bitcoin early. Listen, XRP, just to give an example, don't let it take off like a Bitcoin, because I ain't missed that one. That's for sure. That's my biggest investment, and I ain't missed that. And that's the third or fourth ranked cryptocurrency right now.
And there's
They-
just to speak on that real quick, Coach. There's every couple of months, you get these articles of what's the SEC talking about, and the last let's say 2 days, it's been rehashed. I can look at my Google News right now, and it looks like apparently they're not asking for paperwork like they were for Ethereum and Bitcoin, so they might be letting go of that leash on XRP. If that does happen, I'm looking for the date. It was yesterday. Here's so the article is on CoinApe, and the heading is XRP lawsuit. Here's why experts think Ripple could win the case against the SEC. So it's on CoinApe, CoinGape.com, and it was this dispute started a while ago, and again, probably they're talking about 9 months ago. It's been a back and forth, but this is every once in a while you get these little bubbles, these little news, but this is really important because Ripple wants to change the way transactions are done for businesses and for people. So people don't like that the middleman is going to be eliminated. And when I mean people, I mean established banks, the SWIFT system, the way that there's a middleman. When you use your credit card, there's a merchant, and that merchant makes money, and there's different merchants. Sometimes the physical banks are the merchants, or sometimes there's a regular person that can start these accounts and they become the merchant. You can go to any deli, and if you can beat that cost, um, you can get their business. Like for anybody that does credit card transactions. So anyway, going back to Ripple, if you do the research, you'll see that they want to change the way this works. And they believe that if everybody's moving Ripple or XRP through the company Ripple, you're going to save a lot of money and you get your money faster. But where you save money, somebody loses money. And there's been it was not a case study, actually. Western Union was using them, and Western Union was saving, $500,000 in transactional fees. What company doesn't want to save $500,000 in transactional fees? So that was one of their biggest partnerships. Not Western Union, I'm sorry, MoneyGram. So the point is, eyebrows are being raised globally because of Ripple, and people don't feel comfortable with this. The SWIFT banking system, the banking system we've known for our entire life. Like, so, the Bank of Americas, the JP Morgans, all of these that sit on that big boy table are not comfortable with Ripple. So that alone, and Coach, you've heard me say this probably, that alone attracted me to Ripple. That you are against the establishment. And you're against the establishment and you're able to save people money. You're still making money, but you're going to save people money because you're not doing it through greed. You're doing it through need. And Ripple is fast. It's a lot faster than Bitcoin. I've sent my son Ripple and we've tested it. So you send Bitcoin and you send XRP. XRP is going to run faster. So anyway, those are definitely big news. And I know Coach is, he's ready. He's holding coin. He's holding some XRP. I got in about, I think 70 something cents was when I bought like my biggest bulk. No, maybe 30 something cents. I know that I was on like 21 cents. I don't know, Coach, if you got in before then, but it has gone up as far as like 180, right, Coach? 170 something was its high. What was? Yeah, I don't remember what the high was, but it almost cracked $2. It might have cracked $2. So some exciting times. We are at a point where this thing, even if it goes to $1 and you've been holding it for since 50 cents and it goes to $2, you got 4 times your money. So we're definitely looking at some interesting times. May 17th was when I first bought XRP. I thought it was earlier. Definitely do your due diligence on some of these. You can definitely bring them up, Nicholas. If your interest is mostly crypto and stocks, mine is 100% crypto. I mean, I had a little stock here and there, but I didn't stay long enough. I'm definitely looking at. I'll give you some good websites. I try to give everybody these. I use Live Coin Watch to create a paper trail. So you can do kind of like, what if I invested and you're not really ready? Or if you did invest it and you don't want to go into your wallet, like I don't go to Coinbase all the time. I put my trades into Live Crypto Watch, and then I watch the movement from there. So you can basically mimic your actual account without having to go into it. I don't like going into my Coinbase all the time. It's a risk. I always look at it that way. I look at I mentioned Into the Block at one point. It's a paid website, but it has a lot of statistical information. It's $10 a month if you're into like crunching numbers and really looking at things. I was paying for it for a few months. I stopped. I'm going to go back onto it, but you get a lot of statistical information if you're really into that. Another one is Crypto Panic. Crypto Panic is awesome. Let me see if that's correct. Crypto Panic. Panic? Is it Panic or is it Crypto Panic? Yep, it's Crypto Panic. It's a good, really flat page and has a lot of, it's kind of like Reddit, but it has a lot of news and media and polls, and you can build a portfolio through it, but I don't do it. I like it because it's easy to read. It's flat. You can go through it quickly. You can search. And like I said, it works like Reddit in a way that a lot of people jump on it, and you're able to kind of just see if you're into, like, I don't want to say what's the next big thing, but there's a lot of conversations. Like I'm looking at it now, like it's a lot of NFT conversations. And then Google, use Google News, and then use the cryptocurrency. And then that aggregates and has a lot of information from multiple websites, 15, 20 websites that are talking about, the latest news on whatever your coin is, whether it's something that you're thinking about considering, or maybe that's hitting the radar, like NFTs is, it was the hot thing about 6 months ago, but it's still important, but it's just people aren't leveraging it because they're building communities first. Once you start building communities, NFTs are going to be very, very important. The NFL is licensing. They're getting into the NFT game. If the NFL does it, probably Major League Baseball is going to start doing it. Who knows if basketball is going to follow? These big companies have an enormous amount of influence over people, and once you have that influence, the NFTs are gonna they're gonna be a talking point. And sports memorabilia has always been a big thing, and it's a community. So I recommend to keep an eye open for NFTs and what the noise that it's gonna make in the next like year and a half. Just my take.
What you need to pay attention to, guys, is when they start talking about something and it disappears. That's the time to stay focused on it. I'm telling you, whenever you see something is not being talked about anymore, focus on it. Perfect time. That's a perfect opportunity for those with money to make money. While they put it out there, give you the information, and you don't follow it, while they're taking advantage of it. The world turns. Don't reinvent the wheel. A lot of times when you keep talking to children, what do? They don't listen. When do they want to listen? When they get older. They want to reminisce. So think about it like that. Things that happen in a childhood is the same things that happen in adult. It's the same thing. Same thing applies. If I keep telling you something and you're not listening, somebody else is listening and taking advantage of what you're not listening to. And that's just the way it is. Yep. So the information is out there. Sometimes people is telling it to you and we don't listen. So, Jiv, what do you think about tonight? What did you draw from tonight?
It was really informative. I got a text file of notes on my laptop right now that I've been typing. Uh, just to confirm, Hector, you said the websites were Live Coin Watch and Crypto Panic.
Yeah, I like Live Coin Watch. There's news on that, but it also gives you an opportunity to what they call paper trade, right? So if you're not ready to commit, at least you can watch it and then give yourself a, coulda, should've, right? For instance. Or what I do is I don't do the coulda, should'ves anymore. What I do is I mimic my actual trading environment, and then I move it over there and I put the amount and the time when I bought it. So then I don't have to, because you can authenticate through like Google, your Google, Gmail. So then I don't have to log into Coinbase to actually see what's happening. I only log into Coinbase when I'm gonna buy. I don't log in just to see what's happening. I don't do that. Crypto Panic, yeah, it's a news feed, easy on the eyes. Google, what I said was Google News. So if you're part of the Android family, it's readily accessible. I think it's installed already. And then just hit the little star and follow cryptocurrency. So then you're gonna get hit with everything. You're gonna get hit with, like, I've never heard of what did I say? CoinGape. I've never heard of it. But other websites are gonna pull from that. So sometimes Coinbase will pull from different websites to give you news, depending on what it is. Whatever the hot topic is or whatever's trending, they're gonna pull from it. So and then the other one is Into the Block. Into the Block is there's another website too. There's Coin Market Watch. I always mess that one up. Coin Market Watch. Coin Market Cap, my bad. Coin Market Cap. This is a great free analytic website, and websites like Into the Block pull from there. So this is all free analytics. You can see, for example, you can look at coins by exchanges. You can look at coins by cryptocurrencies, like Coach was talking about, like the top 25. You can see it by rankings. You can see it by global charts, fiats. Like there's a lot of ways to analyze gainers and losers. There's a lot of information. And then another one is a paid one that I said I dabbled into it. I'm going to go back into it probably because I want to start getting a little bit more aggressive and kind of swing trading in a way. There's intotheblock.com or .org. And Into the Block is $10 a month, but it gives you information pulled from CoinMarketCap, and then it'll process it differently. So it pulls from like 5 other sources. If you're into that, it's not a must thing. It doesn't have a lot of articles. It just has data, and it's called. You could do like a 7-day trial. Into the Block. So that's mostly where I get news from. I try not to be on 10 different websites because you just lose your mind. There's too much data. I can't process any of this. And it goes back to what I was telling Raul before. Like, I have other things to do and I can't, do this full time. But there's a lot of great information on there. Yeah, it's got a lot of good stuff.
Gotcha. Thank you.
You got it. I'm trying to see where Into the Block pulls from, but it pulls from, they advertise it somewhere. It tells you where it's pulling from, like their partners, but it's pretty aggressive. And yeah, Polkadot, still a hot one.
Well, nobody's talking about it. Polkadot's going to take off when
Yeah.
everybody least expected. That's what Solana did. I had Solana at $25.
Really?
Yep,
Yeah, good stuff.
$25.
Yeah, a lot of this stuff, like, I mentioned Solana, and I heard of it. I just kind of not ignored it. But right now, you have a country behind it, and that's what was going. I'm sorry, a continent, but not a continent. I shouldn't say that. The reference that I made before was on Afro pop and Afro punk. If there's a community behind it, there's gonna create a little ripple. If it creates a ripple, then people are gonna start talking about it, and obviously the price is gonna go up. There were some differences about smart contracts that I haven't read enough to fully understand it, but there were some differences between the way that Cardano was doing their smart contracts and Solana was doing their smart contracts. Also, the same beef with the gas fees. That's what makes it attractive to places in Africa, that it's inexpensive. So that will definitely create a boost in market share. I don't know where it's being traded most. I haven't done any data on that, but my guess is it's going to be Binance, because Binance usually hits a lot of world markets. And once it goes on Binance, it's on the radar, and that's what's going to make it climb. And it's been, I think 30%. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, Coach, if you know any different, but I think when it spiked, it went up like 30% at one shot. It just got on everybody's radar and it shot up.
Who, Solana?
Yeah. I think that was it. Something like 30%.
Yeah, I remember when it was $25. I was like,
Yeah. Yeah, but lately, I think that was the jump. It made a big jump. Let me see if I can track down the data. Wow, almost 50% since August. So 1 month, it doubled almost.
yeah,
So-
it was just the other day. It was cheap because that's what I'm saying about Polkadot. Just pay attention. As a matter of fact, let me just look at the list right quick. All right, so basically, the opportunity is right there in Cardano. Cardano was $1 couple months ago. And I held that for a while. It went to it went to $3 or over $3. Now it pulled back to closer to $2.
yeah,
So just keep an eye on that. And I mean, I'm no financial advisor, but again, I have to say that because it's either you want to be scared or you just want to go in and save your money. I don't know how else to tell anybody to save, but I know I'm not afraid of saving and losing my savings, especially if it's diverse. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with having 40,000 and 10,000 and four things equaling 40,000, and one of them hidden, or two of them hidden, or half of them, or three of them, or I don't care. I'm in it to win it. So you may not win everything, you may not be right about everything, but I know for sure that I'm all in on a lot of the coins that I see with great use cases. And to me, it's a no-brainer. It's either we're going to sit around and put fear in our head and continue to live like that for years, or I'm going to not have that fear and just keep on investing in different things and giving myself a good opportunity. Because if I go all in on Cardano, then that'll be crazy. But if I go in on Cardano, if I go in on Ethereum, if I go in on Bitcoin, if I go in on Dogecoin, if I go in on XRP, and I just keep it going, you tell me that I'm not gonna win. That'll be a lie. You'll be lying to me, and I won't be listening to you, because I know for sure that when I'm coaching a game, if I go 0-10, you best believe I'm going back to the drawing table, and I'm not gonna keep losing. I'm not going to keep losing. That's why that top 25 is so important, because everybody's gunning for them. Well, I'm gunning for that win. And I'm winning right now. So just imagine I'm gunning more. So
Yeah, that consistency is it's definitely key, and holding, hold on for dear life is the a lot of the coin mantra for many people. HODL, hold on for dear life. I wish I would have kept more XRP. So when I started my photo studio, I didn't want to tap into credit cards. So I was like, all right, I'm going to take some of my money that I put out, and I did. And here comes XRP doubling in price.
Mhm.
Nearly. So it is what it is. But again, with this SEC, and who knows where it's going to go, especially if it already had a player like MoneyGram. This is not a small company. MoneyGram moves a lot of money, and banks. It's just a decision. It's just the big boy. The big boys are going to sit at these roundtable discussions, and they're gonna have to make a choice whether their money is going to be in a centralized market or a decentralized market. And if Ripple is still in the conversation, um, there's some big things that are going to happen. Look at older YouTube videos of Ripple, uh, Nick. If you're interested, you're gonna kind of see the talks. Look at old Cardano videos. You're gonna start to see, like, don't listen. I always say, don't listen to any YouTuber because they're looking at views and numbers. The YouTube analyst wants you to listen to them regardless of what they say, right? They want their numbers to go up. They want to monetize their YouTube channel. They could say blah 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 all day long or regurgitate the other guy. But if you start looking at investors and like the guys that write this stuff and the guys that are having those back discussions, the videos are not going to be, as exciting. They're not going to be as colorful, but they're going to give you the real information on what's really going on. You're going to see the
Mhm.
body language of these guys that are like, shit's changing. It's like, markets are going to change. And some of these videos are like 2-3 years old, if that. But you'll see that it's not a YouTuber, it's not a, technical analyst for their own channel. I used to listen to guys like Crypto, what is his name? Crypto Jeremy or something like that. I would listen to a couple of guys. I still have them on there because it's kind of cool. It's very colorful. They're very exciting the way they talk, and they show you these analyst charts and all of this stuff. They show you all of these, but I'm not a day trader, so I don't care. I'm gonna go back to what Coach said. I'm gonna hold and I'm gonna wait, and I'm
Yep,
gonna hold some more,
exactly.
and I'm gonna wait some more,
Yep, exactly.
and I'm gonna hold some more. I'm gonna laugh about it, and we're gonna wait some more. We're gonna hold some more.
Hey, listen, I'm telling you, I'm no financial advisor, as we always say, but I know we all gotta go now, but we're gonna wrap it up with this right here. And I hope everyone that's on is listening, and I'm gonna repeat it again. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm only sharing what I'm doing, and I'm busting this news out to you guys. What? It's gold, and what's after gold?
Silver.
Gold and silver. Okay? Think about it. Gold and silver. Bitcoin is taking off, and you can still invest in it and make money in it. Depend on how much you're gonna stay the course. Because what if nobody knows how far Bitcoin is gonna go? As high as it is right now, near $50,000, you can still invest in Bitcoin better than you put your money in the bank and still make out from Bitcoin wherever it's at right now. It's only going to grow in the future. And if it's about your future, you invest in your future, even in Bitcoin. I'm not a financial advisor. That's the gold. That's the gold. Okay, that's the gold standard. That's the gold standard. Hold on, let me finish it right quick. That's the gold standard. And there's still an opportunity to invest in that digital gold standard. What is the silver standard? Anybody knows? What's the silver out there to Bitcoin? I'm saying, like, a
You
lot of
guys know.
times
You guys know.
you got to pay attention to what's happening. You have to pay attention. Nobody's talking about the silver to Bitcoin. And the silver is a hell of a lot cheaper than the gold. And nobody's talking about it. Only thing people talk about is missing out on Bitcoin. But that darn silver in crypto, it's out there. Anybody can tell me what that silver is to Bitcoin? That's why we
What-
got to do our research.
what's
It starts
number
with
two?
It starts with an L.
Yeah.
It starts with an L.
Now you lost me. Unless you're talking about the
Nope, I'm talking about Litecoin.
Litecoin. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'm talking
yeah.
about Litecoin. Let me tell you, who's in the Litecoin family? Dogecoin. Do research, guys. Do research. Pay attention to what's happening in the world today. Trust me, come back on this channel. If you can't come on, listen, because there's information that I Google every day that I don't always share. Because why? I keep it to myself because I'm no financial advisor. But when I come on here with the intentions to share my information and we don't always have an audience, I keep it to myself. I can tell you I'm well invested. I can tell you that I have no money available that I can just go and just shop. I keep it somewhere. It ain't the bank. Bank ain't doing nothing for me. It's old news. Not with what's happening today.
I was looking at some numbers. Gold right now is at 11 trillion. That's the amount of gold that's circulating. Crypto before China's law issues happened was pushing the 1 trillion mark. So it has a lot. Cryptocurrency as a whole has a lot to catch up to. And this is a market class that is very different from others. That's another conversation, and I could kind of reiterate some of the market, the asset class information to kind of just think of this as as a new market class. I mean, it is not to think of it. It is a new market class, asset class. So with that said, Coach said gold, and the numbers of gold at 11 trillion, and cryptocurrency is at 1 trillion, 1 to 2. It moves around. Has a lot of catching up to do. And people can't hold gold the way that they can hold cryptocurrency, because gold is just one price. Cryptocurrency has a lot more options, a lot, and it's in it's a lot of options. So Coach, I don't know if you have to add anything, but good stuff, guys. I appreciate the new faces.
Yeah, no, that's it for me. I just wanted to put that out there because Rahul and Jiv, you guys are on tonight. Thank you for coming on. And I'm telling you, use Google, because I just told you guys some information that a lot of people probably won't pay attention to. And that's your homework. What is next to Bitcoin that nobody's talking about? The gold standard is Bitcoin, and the silver standard is Litecoin. Just remember, I told you that first. On this channel, remember I told you that. Sleep on Litecoin. I'm telling you guys, do not sleep on Litecoin. That's basically what I'm saying.
I'm trying not to sleep on XRP again with these news that are happening right now. So I'm going back to the couches. So what's that, Cardia?
He's trying to say sleep with the lights on, not lights off. Lights on.
Oh yeah, the lights on. He'll be here all week.
Hey, Guardia, these are two of my students, you know, we got Jiv, the one that says Nicholas, that's Jiv, and you got Rahul. Guys, that's my wife.
Hi.
Pleasure to
Hola.
meet you. What's up?
Hi.
Hi, a
blessings.
pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you too. So you guys be on next week?
They got
You try-
Oh,
they got a lot to unravel. It's a lot of information.
Okay, so you guys gonna do some research, you know? I know you guys gonna take your time because you have other stuff to do, but you know, at least take a second or 10 minutes and do some research just to have an idea, right?
of course, of course.
Sounds good.
You trying to get them on for next week.
Of course. Next week you want to see at least 15 people. Of course. Who's with me?
But before I forget, guys, if you're not on the YouTube, I know Coach probably mentioned it before I got on. Make sure you go on the YouTube, throw a comment real quick, hit the like.
Yeah.
And if you can stream, I try to do it every once in a while. Just let it play on one of your devices. Get those stream hours up. Want to make sure the Founding Players does make its way to the charts on YouTube, obviously. And if there's something that you missed that you're like, hey, what did somebody say? Just replay it. I've done it. I jot down like the date that something was said, and then I'll go back and replay it. So
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you know, we know Jiv is at school, and I know tomorrow's Monday, so I'm pretty sure he's got to go relax. And thank you so much for taking the time. It was a tough book, man. It's like how long now I spoke to you to come on the
Yeah.
YouTube and Cardi talk about see you next week.
Wow.
Oh, Lord.
Encouragement, sweet labor.
Hey,
I
man. Stay
I
locked
I
into your
appreciate it.
studies. Huh?
But for sure, leave a comment, you know, like, subscribe, tell a friend to like, subscribe, you know, and make an appointment with us for next week Sunday. I'm not taking no for an answer.
All right, I'll see what I can do.
Coach, I'm dropping off. Nice to meet you. I'm sorry, it's Nick. I know that there was another name that Coach mentioned.
Oh, Raul.
No.
Talking about your
Oh.
names. Another
Oh,
name.
sorry. Yeah, my first name is Jiv.
Jiv.
Jiv, Jiv. Like, okay, Jiv. Okay, got it. Good stuff. Get that homework. Check out those sites, and you know, we'll come on next week. Probably be
Will
a little
do, will
more
do.
intentional of what's happening because there's a lot rumbling. So we want to make sure we touch on some of those things, those topics.
Gotcha. Thanks again.
All right, good
And,
stuff,
and-
guys.
and
Okay,
before
nice
you
meeting
go,
guys. Please
and
have a good
before you
night.
go, you too, babe. And before you go, remember, this is $1 million channel, and it'll be there soon. Yeah.
Gotcha.
All right, guys.